In the last 3 videos leading into this one, I have tried to read between the lines and offer you a possible scenario for the future of Pokemon. The same future that used to be predictable, but the last couple of years have, in a way, broken that usual sequence that made that possible. Still, there's always something we can make use of. So hey, I'm Not So a Strainer, and what about the future of Pokemon? Let's get into it. It might sound suspicious coming from me, but you should absolutely check out the previous videos that were part of this string of theories if you haven't, so you can understand better where I'm coming from. But not so long story short, I believe they are building into a possible world-ending event in Gen 10, and I believe that Colrus is connected to it all. But if you want the reasoning behind it, the links will be in the description and pinned comment. Also, before I go on, what do you think the future of Pokemon will be like? Let me know in the comments down below. So, as most of us are expecting, there is one piece of the future that is pretty easy to predict. Gen 5 Unova will be revisited sometime in the near future. The one thing that I don't agree with some people is that it won't happen in Gen 9, but actually in Gen 10. This long theory is, in a way, related to the jump Pokemon took to 3D. All those catastrophic events being repeated that I mentioned previously, the ones that would lead into that final event, they seem to have started then and there. And so, I think the pattern we have to look for starts there as well. Gen 6 brought us X and Y and Gen 3 Remakes, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Then, in Gen 7, we got Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, but we didn't get Gen 4 Remakes. We actually got a Gen 1 revisit with Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu. Then, in Gen 8, we got the big surprise. Sword and Shield plus Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra were followed by not only Gen 4 Remakes with BDSP, but also with Pokemon Legends Arceus. Between both, there's a clear focus on expanding the past of Pokemon in order to explain the present. BDSP didn't get a massive overhaul from its OG form like we were used to. The focus and the innovation was completely turned to the Legends Arceus game. Now in Gen 9, after we're done with the Hidden Treasure of Area Zero DLC, I don't think we'll go straight into Gen 5 like I said. I believe we will revisit an older generation and everything will fit into place. As you probably can guess, I mean Johto. I think the region we'll be revisiting next is going to be the Gen 2 region, just like we did with Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee and Kanto. If this revisit will be a Let's Go style thing or a BDSP style thing, I don't know, but what's important is the Legends game that will come with it. Ever since we got Legends Arceus, that speculation over what would be the next Legends game ran rampant over the Pokemon community. And I believe that it only makes sense, given the lore we were exposed to and teased about in the first one, that we visit Johto, and with it, we visit Sinjoh. The lore of Arceus is important, but also incomplete, and we know from the games that a lot of the people that know about it might have gone to Sinjoh. And we know Sinjoh was formed by those that left Sinnoh behind, or Hisui in this case, and those who left Johto. More specifically, the place where the ruins of Ulf are. This is a game where I believe they will tie the lore of Arceus together and explain a lot of what's to come in the next generation. The past of Johto, maybe the Burn Tower, the migration of the people of Ulf, and the reason behind it. The final explanation, or at least a nice hint at the giants in the Arceus plates. I think it will be named either Pokemon Legends Celebi, as Celebi can travel to the past, or Pokemon Legends Arceus 2. And so, that explains the whole thing with the swing starters being hints at the future of Pokemon, like I mentioned in the previous video. Wormhole things like in Alola, opened in Unova or by someone in Unova, and then Gen 2 being the next revisit, and the expansion of its lore. And that would conclude Gen 9, and we are now in Gen 10. I can't tell you anything about what I think the Gen 10 games will be based on. There are no hints that I can use, but if I was going from preference, I would love a Greek-inspired region. A Mount Olympus of gods would fit this catastrophic theory pretty well and could be the perfect way to explain the Arceus plates as well, tying in to Legends Celebi / Legends Arceus 2. Still, what's important is Gen 5 being revisited, not just as remakes, no, but as I said in the past, with a sequel, Black 3 and White 3. There are so many loose ends in Gen 5. The journey of N still continues, the whole relic past was never explained, the original dragon was never met, and we know Colrus is still pursuing that goal of his throughout the Pokemon world. And we also know that something happened in Unova, something that was teased in Pokemon Legends Arceus with the return of Indigo. Wormholes, distortions in time, Colrus knowing a lot about those two things. Colrus continuing his work on fusion with the Solarizer and Lunarizer. While a Legends Kyurem could be how we meet the original dragon, I find that a sequel would simply be the best fit for a generation that fell flat on its release and only years after gathered the love of a large part of the community. The return of Anne, the forming of the original dragon by an obsessed Colrus playing with power it doesn't understand. Once again, the past being repeated. There are too many questions about the future of Pokemon, but not enough hints or answers. But this was my way of trying to find an actual connection between the Pokemon games and regions. Thank you for being part of this short journey, and I hope you had fun. And now, once again, what about you? What do you think the future will bring? Let me know in the comments down below. And now, like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Pokemon content and also ring the bell so you know when the next video is out. You can follow me on social media and Twitch. I stream there Wednesday to Sunday, not Saturday, or join our Discord. All the links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.